in his book, Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell suggests that it takes 10,000 hours of practice to be able to become an expert at something. Perhaps more of a realist, Josh Kaufman, author of The Personal MBA, he writes, quote, nothing to being pretty good. It actually takes about 20 hours of practice, and that's about 45 minutes every day for a month. So, whether you aspire to be pretty good or an expert, aquí lo esencial, you have to practice. Yet, sometimes it can be difficult. Sometimes we got to get used to having that disciplina. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here at Pasión Friday, a podcast where we're always excited to be able to share about cultura, faith, y conexiones. My name is Noan el Boricua, and this episode is brought to you by absolutely no one, nadie, but hopefully one day. All right, so we all have experienced the discomfort of being the beginners at something. No es fácil, but it's always essential to be able to maximize your impact if you want some kind of improvement in either skills or behavior. As leaders who are committed, learners themselves, and invested in their team members' development potentials, we should always embrace this feeling so that we can seguir creciendo like a unit. So a great way for anyone looking towards leadership roles would be committing themselves fully to training sessions by doing everything possible from beginning until completion, including the practice of what they learned today. Just like I do every time I film, we're always still learning. But what are unos puntos that we can look at to get better? Here's my first one for you. Acknowledge the challenge. Be honest about the difficulty of learning something new, especially when you're in a leadership role. I'm talking to you. Expect the mistakes, celebrate the effort and risk-taking rather than expertise and skill level. Oye, crea una cultura where leaders are rewarded for trying new things and building new skills, even when their early attempts are less than perfect. Commit the time. That's the next one. Commit time every week, ideally every day. For what? La práctica. Block out time in your calendar. Minimize the distractions. Put the phone down, because if you are serious about it, you never know. By building that time, you may learn how to have better deadlines and how to have better deliverables. And the last one, it's all about those conexiones, meaning create practice partnerships. Work with colleagues or peers. And here's the thing, hold each other accountable for the practice. See, practice partnerships are also a great way to be able to get that feedback on your development. Look, man, this past week for Holy Week, I had to commit to playing to the drums. And I committed 1 hour every day. More importantly, I wanted to commit to be able to be with my band. And what was crazy is that my mind and body took me to a place where they were oh my God, I remember these beats. I remember the rhythm. Yet, I struggled in the practice. Yet, it was only to be able to get better. And that's the thing. We got to be willing to get better. It's so hard because my mind kept going back to a place of I remember you being in that band. I remember how good you were. I'm still all right, I think. I hope so. I think Kobe Bryant said it best, man. Quote, if your practices aren't more competitive than the games themselves, you're doing the wrong thing. Let that sink in. Look, it's been a crazy week. And I think to become a leader, it's essential that one commit themselves to practice. Because if you're a leader, you're seeking to be a leader, it requires this deep commitment. And one of the keys to success as an effective leader is what? We all heard it. Practice what you preach. Embrace the discomfort. Because this will only help you and me continue in growing our skill set. I hope that we understand that, because look, from a faith-based perspective, it was Super Bowl week. And I think for me, one of the biggest things that I've learned was when you've actually built those pillars of foundations of practice, when you reapproach at a workout, maybe you picked up a sport again, Or maybe you picked up an instrument again. Who knows? Maybe you started painting and drawing. I don't know what that looks like. But there's one thing that we do know. There is a true commitment and there is a benefit when we practice. And that comes to mind only because I realized that I enjoy the struggle. I enjoy failing forward. I enjoy seeing the result. So maybe you're in that. Maybe you're like, I don't really need to practice. I could just wing it. Don't be that. Don't be shooting from the hip. We've all heard that saying. Practice. Practica. I said that a while ago on some of the episodes, right? Where I kind of made fun of it with Allen Iverson saying something. But I really believe that. I learned and I was reminded that there is beauty in the discomfort. There is beauty in the unknown, only to learn and be reacquainted to the greatness that you and I have. But that takes, I know I already said it, practice. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We hope that this episode was good. Maybe, hopefully it fuels you to want to maybe passionately share it with someone else. Go ahead, man. Pass it forward. I know a lot of times, even, coaching in Little League, I understood what that was. Practices, the kids never wanted it, but you get those drills in basketball, football, soccer, MMA, jiu-jitsu, whatever that looks like, golf, tennis. Like, there's a reason why we have drills and practice, because then it's only normal when you're on the field or on the court. So I hope that was a blessing for you guys. Como siempre, check us out, fuelpasionpodcast.com. And yeah, man, I came back from vacation, and yeah, I'm a little behind still. I'm catching up, and I just didn't really know what I wanted to share. But I think what stood out to me on vacation, in giving back to my community church here in Torrance, California, was understanding the importance of practice. No matter what, I don't care how tenured you are. The best ones are the ones that continually practice. Remember, immerse yourself dentro de la cultura. Always grow in your faith. Y como siempre, make those conexiones. Ladies and gentlemen, como dice mi abuelita, que Dios te bendiga.